Well, the FDA is considering a ban on certain hair straightening products, things like chemical relaxers and pressing products that have been linked to health risks now.
Our medical expert, Dr. Coley, here to break everything down for us this morning, talk about the risks and things that we need to look out for. Thank you for joining us this morning, Dr. Coley.
Yes, this is so important because so many of us use these products and we use them in salons, so we think that they're safe to use.
Right.
But there's a component in these products called formaldehyde. There's also components like methylene glycol or formalin that can get activated by the heat from your blow dryer to release formaldehyde.
Wow.
And the formaldehyde gas can cause short-term and long-term health risks, and it's a known carcinogen.
So what are some of those risks? Let's start with the short term.
Yeah. So, if a gas is getting into your face and your skin, you can get skin irritation, you can get eye irritation, nose, throat. It can get into your lungs as well. A lot of people can have asthma and allergies. We also know that people can have neurological effects as a result of these in the short term.
Wow, and long term?
Cancer.
Oh my
That's the big
goodness.
one. Yes, and especially in women, we worry about hormone-sensitive cancers, like reproductive cancers, ovarian cancer, breast cancer, uterine cancer, and others. But we also know it can be linked to cancers like nasopharyngeal cancer. So because you're inhaling it into your nose and mouth, you can actually get cancers there as well.
And this is something in like a relaxer type treatment. So this is actually disproportionately affecting Black women.
Yes, and here is the kicker. They looked into the research here, and 50% of products marketed towards Black women have formaldehyde in them. And compare that to white women, and it's only 7%. And we're not just seeing in Black women, we also see a lot of Latina women being disproportionately affected by this as well.
Well, and I think about, because your hair is,
Any ethnic hair, really, where you're going to want to smooth it out, it may have that formaldehyde in it. That's really scary.
well, and we've seen this big fight for people to wear their natural hair, their natural colors. We've actually, one of our other experts, Dr. Rosemary Allen, she talked about this recently, that it was a big part of history that Black women, and like you mentioned, women of color in general, were made to straighten their hair for work.
Yeah, and culturally, I feel like that is what has become the norm of beauty.
Right.
And we really need to redefine that, because what we're seeing is not just hair relaxers and hair straighteners, but even, keratin treatments.
Yes.
And during the blow dry phase and during the flat iron phase, you're actually getting exposed to several-fold higher formaldehyde than what is considered safe. And how this has been allowed for so long has been a little bit of a surprise to me. The FDA started to kind of look into this a few years ago, and then it sort of fizzled out. So I think the fact that it's being brought up again is actually really important. And to your point, we really need to change the way we think about beauty so that every single one of us doesn't feel we have to do this to our hair to look beautiful.
It's not just aesthetics, it's our actual health that we're talking about here. So what comes next? What should people do while reviewing any kind of product?
Look at that ingredient list. And if it has formalin, formaldehyde, or methylene glycol, I would say stay away from it. Now, the FDA is going to look into see whether this is a causation or an association, meaning is it actually that formaldehyde that's causing these health problems we talked about, or is there some other behavior that these women might be doing that might also be associated with risk? But I think we know that formaldehyde is a known carcinogen. So for me personally, I'm going to stay away from any products that have that. And the FDA itself will probably take months or years by the time they have the citizens comment on it and take a look at this. So it might be a while before it comes from top down, but I feel like we can really take the control in our own hands and look at those products.
And this isn't affecting like hair dyes, correct?
Well,
I know a lot of us get our hair colored too.
Yes, it's something to ask your salon professional.
Okay.
And it's not just exposure to you, it's exposure to them as well. And it may be something that they're not aware of. So depending on how the product is formulated, it probably shouldn't be in hair dyes, but some of them that can have those relaxers in them can potentially have this.
A lot of good points. Dr. Coley, thank you for that. We appreciate it.